Probably one of the more extreme nights of camping I've ever done. It's not particularly cold. Even last night with the wind chill it was nowhere near zero, but this is the first storm to hit the British Isles that's actually been given a name, and it's pretty hardcore in here. The tent's getting a good battering. It is a Vango Omega 350 and it is a very impressive tent. It's held up, there's absolutely no leakage, no water ingress. It's blowing around a lot. Little dog there just chilling. He's been a bit of a hero. It's pretty scary for him. This is his first camping in a storm experience. But as you can see, everything's held up pretty well. A fun night ahead. Well, it's 2:43 and it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting much sleep tonight. The worst of the rain has died down, and the wind as well actually has died down quite a lot, but the gusts are still pretty heavy and the tent's getting an absolute battering. According to the barometer on the Garmin here, I don't know if you can see that, there's been a massive pressure drop in the last sort of few hours, which certainly looks interesting. Dog, absolutely fine. You definitely don't need to worry about him. He's enjoying himself. He occasionally pricks up his ears and growls a bit if the tent takes a particular beating, but he's pretty happy. He's definitely a wild man of the outdoors. Thought I might do a little kit check, which is always my favourite part of camping videos. So a few highlights. I got this Swedish foldable chair, which is very comfy. One of these nice little rechargeable USB lights from Decathlon instead of a lantern. And I got my Petzl Ticker R Plus for the main lighting duties. What else? So I got just a lightweight rug with a space blanket underneath for insulation from the ground, and then a thermarest with a trusty closed cell foam blanket underneath that. I'm ashamed to say I didn't pack light. I brought a pillow. I'm not exactly a tough guy. I also got 2 sleeping bags, a Rab one and then a Jungelak one, which is pretty old, but I'm here for comfort rather than anything else. And also, I didn't hike here. My car's about 2 fields down the valley, so I didn't have to travel light. Clothing wise, I'm pretty warm because I've got icebreaker thermal merinos on from head to toe. Waterproof gear is all Patagonia stuff and some Fjällräven waterproof trousers, all packed in a Patagonia submersible kit bag. I didn't bother bringing a rucksack because there was really no point, because I didn't have to hike to get here. I've also got this new Garmin Fenix 3, which is quite a tasty piece of kit. The reason I've got it hanging up here rather than on my wrist is because one of the apps is maximum minimum temperature recorder, and obviously I don't want it affected by my body temperature, so I'm going to leave it hanging up there and see what kind of temperature it drops to. But it's definitely not cold, like I said earlier. So we're on a hillside in the Peak District in Derbyshire. We've got trees to one side of us and a low wall behind us, so we're protected from the worst of the wind. I couldn't get the car anywhere near to use that as an artificial windbreak, but that would have been great if I could. When I say us, it's just me and Claude here, the Bedlington Terrier, who is quite happy. He's certainly very warm. You don't need to worry about him, although if he did get cold, that's what the spare sleeping bag is for. So anyway, like I said, the worst of the wind and rain have definitely died down. I think the only reason why I'm not going to get much sleep tonight is because of the noise, really. Every now and again a gust comes and sort of wakes me up. but it's fine. I've got a book to read, no real reason to get up in the morning, so I'm quite happy. Well, we took a proper beating last night. The storm has died down now. We certainly didn't get much sleep. Still a bit windy and wet out there. Claude's still pretty happy, if a little bored. I think he wants to go around and chase animals around the farm, but all the animals are sensibly indoors. So the tent did hold up. I still think it's a good tent, although it's not perfect. One of the poles is bent. I don't know if you can see. This ridge here is deformed, which meant that the ceiling was actually touching me as I slept last night, which isn't ideal. But on the whole, all the pegs have stayed in the ground, and the inside is still dry, so I can't complain. I've got a trangia over here, which I was going to make a coffee pot on, but I don't think I'm going to bother now. So there's the damage. It's only this section of pole that's bent. You can buy these in separate lengths, fix it in about 10 minutes, so no harm.